Okay, so we're starting our next game for, this is the team league. This is my 1v1. I'm playing against Elric. We've played a couple games in the past. He's a very solid platinum player. So I did get the good luck on the dice on R1, so I am Axis. This game, we are on the Wildcard, so we flipped, and it gave me Axis. So he did have 6 infantry survived West Russia, so that's good, but then he had to retreat Ukraine. He did kill the fighter and bomber of mine, and he did keep his 2 fighters, but he did not take Ukraine, which means I can stack Ukraine. It is an option. These team games, and just in general, I don't know, between I've got the duos tournament game going on, and then my team game and my 1v1 game. I like kind of fast-paced at this point. I don't want to... I had a couple... our duo game before this went a long ways. 30-some rounds. I forget what exactly ended up being. So I want to go quickly. So we are going to play a little aggressive and see how this goes. We got the capability because of the Russian one. So yeah, we are going to play aggressively. We are going to go with the tank build because I'm trying that out in just about all my games because it seems to be pretty strong. And again, just for those that haven't listened to me talk about this before, I do not call this a German tank rush because the G tank rush historically is where they just build tanks. German 1, German 2, German 3, just keep building tanks and blitzing tanks. I call it the G1 tank build because it is a G1 tank build, but G2 is very unlikely to be tanks from me. Maybe it should be. I don't know. But the tank rush, generally allies can defend against. But we're going to play aggressively because, well, I just want to play aggressively. And I want games to go kind of quick so I don't get backed up on games. So here we go. Oop, not the transport. We're not attacking with the transport. We're not that aggressive. There we go. Take Karelia, and here we go. We are going to go you, da 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 da. This is really a toss-up. But I had the option to retreat, at least the tanks. I mean, the infantry and artillery can't retreat because they're coming in the fleet. But we have the option to retreat, and we can always pull in infantry, and we can always turn around and stack Ukraine still, unless things go really bad, in which case I still would stack Ukraine and just say, oh well, and roll with it. I think that's all of our attacks. We are giving him the option to do a C-Zone 37, Destroyer to 35, with a India C-Zone drop is going to be a possibility for him. We'll see if he goes for that. And here we go. Go, battleship. Good start. Oh. Drattle rattle. Good follow through. Big whiff, big whiff, big whiff. There we go. Okay. And we are going to follow through with this to get the trade our fighter for their fighter at least. I will need to double check. I was planning on landing all 3 fighters in Ukraine. I hope I can still do a relatively stack in Ukraine with 2 fighters landing there. I think it'll be 50-50. I may have to pull another one back, and we'll just have to adjust the Northwest Europe. I really was kind of hoping to keep 3. Yeah, 2 over there for... Oh, no. All right, I need to focus. I can't talk and click as I'm going. Oh, boy. All right, come on. Oh, my goodness. No, this Russian sub's gonna murder me. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Well, this just took a turn. And not for the good. This isn't where I was expecting the trouble at. I can't believe this. The sub hit me twice. Chances of me getting 2 hits are unlikely, and I'm just going to lose my fighters. Good Lord. Well, that's going to be problematic. Nothing. 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 We killed nothing in C-Zone 7. I'm just going to say that one more time. Nothing. Oh my gosh. So he's going to be able to build 1 or 2 transports. He's going to be hitting hard and fast. Oh. That is brutal. What are we gonna do here? Oh my goodness! I haven't had a C-Zone 7 like that ever, actually. I mean, I've had the battleship live, but nothing. Sorry, I paused for a second and forgot to unpause, but I'm just working on stacking up Ukraine here. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with you guys? Man, what do I want to do here? What a mess. Because he can hit Northwest Europe and or C-Zone 3 hard. 1, 2, 3. He can't hit C-Zone 3 as hard, or Finland as hard. So I think we're going to go for defense up there. This is craziness. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. I mean, he can still hit there hard, for crying out loud, but it's a less hard. So I think that's what we got to do. We got to go to Finland. Son of a gun. And we're just going to give up France and Northwest Europe and... Oh! Alright, let's see. So he can have an infantry, 2 tanks, bomber, and battleship. That's what you could hit Finland with. So that's not horrid. If we got 2 fighters and say like 3 infantry, is that good? Yeah, so we want 3 infantry there. Alright, well, let's do... because they'll have 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 2 bombards. It's really going to be hard for me to really hold anything on the coast here. So we're going to push. Oh, man. Oh, you know what? Germany's just going to be in trouble, so let's let them be in trouble. he's got this bomber free. With all of this, he can hit these guys and crush them. But if they're going that way, then hopefully we can press India, since he won't be having tanks and, well, I guess he could shift stack maybe, I don't know. Let's take, can we do one less infantry from here? What's that do to our Ukraine stack, though? That may make Ukraine a little bit questionable. So that gives us 11 units, 632. And he's going to have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units that can attack. That's not good. Yeah, we're okay there, actually. Looking at the, pulled the calculator just to double check instead of just doing a unit count. So we're going to be okay there. We're going to put 1 there. Push him forward. These guys. You know, as I look at this, and I live and breathe this, he's got his transport alive. He could hit here, kill Bello, crush Karelia. I don't know that the mini stack on Karelia is a good one on this case. I think we're just going to have to... Man, this is all kind of thrown me off a little bit here. Do want to make sure I use my transport for something decent. Dang it, give me my transport. Load. Okay, transport, you can grab here and here. Drop them there. Push you up. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's look at what we got. I've kind of lost track of what I've done. So I got 2 and an AA there. UK can't use the fighters there. I think I'll be okay with that risk. Because I think he's just going to use his transport to take them. I don't think he's going to worry about hitting there or pushing. We're going to have to push for the Caucasus stack and then try to eventually get back to here. But we're going to be dealing with a whole lot of stuff over here. Alright, so... And this gives me 3 infantry, 2 fighters. That I think I'm just going to have to be okay with. He could take the shot at it, but it'd be a bit costly. Alright, what a mess, what a mess, what a mess. But this was good down here. Oh, I gotta make sure I got enough units back here. Hold up. I'm not used to that stinking battleship being alive. Good gravy. I should be fine. 6 tanks and an infantry should be fine there, right? Should be. Let's see. What can he? He can use the bomber. battleship and just 1 transport. The fighters can't help him. So, okay, yeah, no, we should be fine there. Yeah, we'll be good there. So, we'll still put the infantry back here for the battleship to be able to pick something up useful. And I think that'll be it. Man, that was what a turn. Pull both AAs back. Not sure what I'm going to do on Germany 3 or 2, but oh well. The turn's over. Okay, so we're moving on into the J1 of my new game, the one that went hysterically bad in C-Zone 7. And, of course, he did build a transport to abuse that. So let's see. Let's get back to... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Here we go. So he did buy the transport, which did not surprise me. He also had the other transport still living, so that gives him 3 transports already sitting in here, and that's going to create some major headaches. A tank and 6 infantry, so you put a tank down here and split his infantry. He did kind of my UK build, but without the sub build here and without planes in India. I don't know that has quite as strong. He did bring his destroyer back over here, though, so that helps match that up. But as far as this goes, this is going to be a headache. So I'm trying to figure out, so he's got 3 transports here. He's got 1 here, and he's got another transport here. So he's got 5 transports. Is it worth me killing the free one and losing my sub? I kind of think not, actually. I mean, so what if he gets 5 transports back here? It's not exactly the most efficient for UK. It gives him some extra power when he's got units building up. So I don't think I'm going to worry about the free transport. I'm just going to pull the sub back, just in case he turns it into a KJF. I don't think he will. I don't think Elric's really too keen on going towards KJF. Although this would be a very strong, UK's already just blasting Germany. Germany's going to be super slow to progress from here now. I mean, we got out the gates fast, but then we're going to be in mud. So it would be a very strong chance, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's just going to go, I'm pretty sure he'll go KGF, to be honest. So that means, that transport goes over. He has 4 transports. This transport gets through sometime or goes around. He'll have 5 transports. Oh, wow. The other thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to do Pearl, all right? So the reason for doing Pearl Harbor is to kill the carrier, right? In a KGF, if you build a German bomber G1 and you kill the carrier there, then you're kind of setting up to give them really big headaches with how they can maneuver their fleets in the Atlantic and whatnot. So that's the play you're going for, is making fleet maneuverability very difficult for them. However, I did not build a bomber in G1, and with him having an extra battleship, fleet movements is not going to be a difficult thing for him. He's going to be all over the place, all over me in Germany when it comes to it. So I don't really want to worry about that too much. I think my best play is push Germany, see if we can grab Caucasus, pull back, and then stream Japan as fast as we can through China. I think that's our best play. This is really painful. I can't stress that enough. That is extremely painful to have 3 UK transports after UK 1. That's just wow. That's going to be very disruptive up there. So that's what I think I'm going to play at. Since I am going to be fast in Germany up here, it would be nice to not let him be able to move his fleet to 45, which, you know, he moved his cruiser sub out of the way, so, you know, maybe we can kind of quasi-dead zone 45. We're going to see about that. Let's see what we got. So, one thing that is telling here is he landed his 2 UK fighters in West Russia, so that tells me R1, he's sitting in West Russia. He's not going anywhere. He has no intention of leaving there. He's planning on stacking that. So what I haven't done is I can predict what he's going to do with Russia based on that, because I can guarantee that I'll have 7, 4 fighters coming in to the battle. What it does mean is it means, looking at a calculator, he's giving me a profitable attack and you know, strafe if nothing else against West Russia if he uses more than 1 infantry per 1 infantry on here. So he could do 1 infantry, 1 infantry, 1... Oh, he only has... That's right, he only has 1 fighter. I did kill his 1 fighter. So he could do 1 infantry, 1 fighter, and bring everything else into here, and it's still set for him. If he does 2 infantry and 1 fighter, it actually balances slightly favorable to me. So I'd have to consider, do I want to do that, or do I want to go towards Caucasus, which is all going to kind of depend on what that looks like. So we'll be able to, at the very least, take 2 infantry and a battleship to Caucasus. And, you know, then we just have to see what everything looks like and what we want to do. He may have a dead zone of Caucasus even with the fighters coming in. But what that matters for Japan is I'm not going to be sending fighters J2 to West Russia, because he's already indicated he's stacking West Russia, or he's going to let me kill his fighters. So that means it's not as important that they land in Kwangtung as being in C-Zone 61, 1, 2, 3, 4, they can still support Caucasus. So I can put 4 fighters in 61 and a bomber and a sub, and we can pretty much dead zone 45 is what all of that boils down to. So here we go. I like the infantry tank. I like the tanks. I don't know. And then 3 transports. I know others like to save up the 3 for J3 India bomber buy, but I'm not one of those. So part of the interesting thing is he was low on Russian units now, but even though he had the bad Ukraine, he still put 2 infantry up here in Bury, which I guess is to encourage me to attack it. Interestingly enough, he moved the UK infantry in here, right? Because there normally isn't a UK infantry in there, I don't believe. So the good news here is all that he can have... Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to take the carrier. That's right. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All that can hit C-Zone 30 is a fighter and sub, which is 50-50. And all I'm going to have is a battleship there. And if it's going KGF, I'm okay with that. We do got to make sure we protect our transport builds. And I'm going to have destroyer, cruiser, 2 carrier, fighter. So we'll be plenty protected versus the UK. So even if I just did cruiser, 2 carriers, and my 4 fighters, it's still just 3 units with the sub that they could attack with, so that'd still be fine. So I can leave my destroyer back with my battleship. Is that enough? What can you use? You guys can do the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So they can do the two fighters versus battleship destroyer. I forget. Is that what I want? Yeah, battleship destroyer is okay versus 2 fighters. So we'll leave the battleship destroyer up there. We're gonna bring the 2 carriers, cruiser, 4 fighters, bringing the sub back into probably into 47. Gives me 6 versus a 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be what, 8, 14 versus 6. Gotta disengage that. Almost missed that. You gotta remember those guys. I'm kind of giving him a really good opportunity to go KJF here. I ain't gonna lie. If I was US and I saw this, I'd be like, all right, let's go KJF. Maybe I'll entice him into a KJF. All right, we can use a useless cruiser. Here you go. Let's get the 3 hits 1 round. That's what I'm looking for. Adding that cruiser in. Of course the cruiser missed. They're the most pointless unit in the game. Thank you. Whiff, whiff. Thank you. Whew. There we go. Oh, daggers. I don't think he'll come back and attack, but he could if he decides to go KJF. Okay. Whew. There, my chinny chin chin. There we go. Good thing we sent the fighter, because the battleship whiffed. Big whiff, big whiff, big whiff. All right. All right, we got through those. Took some blows, but we got through all them victorious. So I will be satisfied with that. Destroyer. There we go. So he does have the option to do the 2 and the 1, but he's already indicated he's stacking West Russia. He needs that fighter over here. I'm not worried about that at all. If I was him, I'd probably do since there's only one Japan guy living, I'd do 1 and 1 to split them up next turn. And then pull back. One of the tricks I did learn for the Marius games is putting that tank in here so that if he pulls everything back, we can send 6 fighters and a bomber and a tank to wipe out these 3 guys on the way in. You take out the tank, you take out the bomber, and hopefully they don't get 3 hits. And that'll take out one of the units helping to dead zone Caucasus. Well, 3 of the units helping to dead zone Caucasus. So we'll see how it all plays out. See if we can get a stack, a G2 stack on Caucasus. That's what I would like. If not G2, then G3. But we do have that transport that can grab 2 units and help accelerate. So we'll have 9 units and 7 tanks, plus 6 fighters and a bomber that can make it there. Here we go, continuing into Germany 2, round 2. As I expected, Elric's going KGF. As I said, I kind of figured he would. I'm actually a little surprised. He got gutsy with moving the fleet into 45. So he's got 4 surface units. I actually have these 4 can go 1, 2, 3 and land on a carrier, and this bomber 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I could send there, plus a sub for good measure for taking the sub and absorbing any potential hits from the other units first. So I actually got odds there. Now he could move that sub over into it, which may be part of his plan. But I actually think he knew, as well as I knew, my goal is to stack Caucasus, which means I'm going to need at least 4 fighters committed to going to Caucasus, and potentially all 6 actually. So he did his best to dead zone here by building a tank back on UK. He built a tank here knowing this is something he's facing. So he's got 2 infantry, 2 tanks, a fighter down here, 2 fighters, 4 fighters, and a bomber that UK can do a 1, followed by the Russian 2 into Caucasus. And I'll be honest, you look at all the stats, I need to grab 2 units with this guy, which I'll be able to grab these 2 infantry and accelerate them. Ooh. I may need to rethink that because I need that infantry going that way. I may need to grab one of these guys. Well, if I have to grab one of these guys, I'll grab one of these guys instead. But anyways, the 2 infantry coming in. Maybe I'll just go ahead and grab a tank, actually, now that I think about it. The more I think about it, just as a way of giving myself a little bit better odds here. But anyways, continuing on what I was saying, I'm going to bring 2 guys. If he gets 1 hit, I'll have 9 down to 8 infantry, or 8 down to 7 infantry, but I'll have a bonus tank. I'll have 7 tanks or 8 tanks, depending on whether I take a tank or an infantry, and put them in there. If they get a hit back, then the whole thing is it's slightly negative value, like 10 IPC negative value for allies, but it's like a 60% chance they wipe my units there. But if they do that, I'm going to have a German stack of additional tanks and infantry ready to march and pressure Moscow if he blows all his units attacking the other stack. So, we're going to we are going to go for the double stack G2, Caucasus, and Karelia. We're going to get eaten alive very quickly in this back end. As you can see, I only got 2 infantry, and he's got 2 territories here, so I'm already kind of screwed in that regards. So we've got to make that up. But the other thing that I'm looking at here is he does have his, if he wants to do the 1-2, he's got to commit all of this going that direction so that tank can't go this direction and that fighter has to be going up. So he would only have infantry artillery that could attack Egypt. So if I'm putting at least 3 units in Egypt, that's not good odds for him. So by putting units in Egypt, it decreases the chance for him going for that toss-up in Caucasus because he'd probably more likely to kill Egypt than he is to go the other direction. So we're going to go that route and just say, okay, well, we'll concede, let him hit Egypt, but that means he's going to have to give up hitting Caucasus. Similarly, if he goes for Caucasus, then this fighter can't help with this battleship, so he can't take that sub fighter shot at the battleship if he wants to. I don't think he will. I don't think that's really a good battle for allies to take, but he might want to. So we're giving him other options other than doing the 1-2 because I don't really want him to do the 1-2, to be frankly honest. I'd rather him not. So that's what we're going to do. So the U.S. was, what did he do? Carrier, transport, destroyer. I didn't even look. Yeah, carrier, destroyer, fighter. Interesting. Transport infantry. Interesting getting the air going a little bit earlier, especially since he's already got another carrier with fighters, but interesting. So, all right. In the Russian sub. So here we go. I had 47 IPC, so we know we're going to have to crank out infantry, so we're going to crank out infantry. Technically, they are dead zoned. I'm going to have 2 fighters that can hit if he takes a destroyer and 2 transports in, so hopefully he thinks twice about that. But we're going to leave Northwest Europe alone. And, we're going to leave it there. Hopefully we got enough there stacked to hold on to things. We are going all in. What do I want to do down here? Since I got to take one, I might as well take the tank. All in, all in, all in. We'll put one guy. We're probably going to just dump him in there and make him have to go for it. Or maybe we got these guys we got to worry about. I don't know. We'll figure that out. It all depends how this goes first. I want to see how these battles go before I do anything else. And I'm not going arch because... Why am I not going arch? Let me double check that real quick. That might not be a bad one to go for, actually, as I think about it. If I take out one of his infantry, but take out one of my infantry as well, I got to worry about a UK-Russia 1-2 punch in Karelia as well as a UK 1-2 punch into Caucasus. And I'm just running a calculator here real quick to double check Karelia because I don't really want to get skunked in there. -27, or if he goes all in, what's that look like? they were to go everything in, it's like -30 IPC, and I would have my 2 fighters on average living. 1 fighter. That starts to get a little iffy. I'm going to keep my extra little defensive push there and just be on the safe side, I think. So we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry going to be in there. We're going to move an AA up, and we're going to bring 6 tanks, and we're going to have our 2 fighters. Perfect. Everything else looks good. I probably could have gone ahead and killed the arch guy, but yeah. I mean, both of these, Karelia and Caucasus, for him to have a toss-up battle with negative IPC value for him, require a 1-2, and 1-2s are always tough. Now we got the hit. He missed. All right, good. That helps improve our odds of not having to worry about him doing the attack on Caucasus. I did move my infantry in this way, right? 2 and 2. Whew. Okay. Whew. Had one of those moments I thought I forgot the infantry again and just moved the fighters. All right, glad we did it. If we'd only set 1 infantry, we'd be sitting with no France. Now he could do some cheeky little UK hits an infantry and blitz tanks through type of stuff if he wants to. I'm going to move him down here just in case he does hit these guys. Hits Italy, I'll have something I could use with my transport if he doesn't hit it with the UK. I expect him to hit it with the UK, but if he's going to let me continue to move guys up to the front quicker, I am going to do that. So down here, I think we're going to keep 1 to stop the tank from blitzing. What do we want to put in here? Do we want to put something in here? Do we want to put it all in here? Do we want to save it? Let's see. We'll have 2 units. So if he only takes it with 2, if he takes it with 3, he'd be okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What do we think he's going to want to do? If we put him in there, he's almost certainly going to go ahead for it. But, yeah, Jay can't do anything about in UK this turn in 34. I can't believe I'm thinking so hard on this. This should be just as simple, just dump him or don't dump him. I don't think he can do this, so I think he's going to want to attack here, so I'm going to leave him back for a possible counter. And then leave Zim to block. Now, he could just use his transport in here, but at least I'll have 2, at the very least, 2 fighters that can go against the 1 destroyer. So I think that's how we're going to do it. All right, and that's going to give me 14. Oh, I hope he didn't bomb. There was no bombing, right? Okay, good. 14 units in Berlin. Okay, let's go with it. Did I forget anything? I hate spaghetti. There we go. All right, we're going with it. I think everything's in there. All right. So he's got 2 options. He's got Karelia and Caucasus he could choose to go for. He's got 3 transports he could hit me with. So 6 ground, a battleship, and a cruiser. plus 2 fighters and a bomber that could hit there, followed by the Russians, but not those 8 units. So he's missing those 8 units from being able to attack Karelia. Down here, he's got less UK, but he's got those 8 added units of Russian, potentially 9. I'm likely going to do the Marius trick of blitzing the tank and just crushing these guys with 7 air and a tank as we go on into landing Caucasus. Most likely. We'll see. We'll see what he does first before we decide that. But there we go. Let's see, is he on right now? He's not in the game, so it might not be able to play right away. We'll see where this turns. Moving right along into Japan 2. You can see my quasi-mistake. I won't say it's a mistake, but he's going to be able to stack France this turn. I'll stack it this turn. I certainly can come back and push everything he dumps on there off next turn so they lose a turn of efficiency or just let them get squashed. So that's not so much a concern, but the question is, will I be able to do that and continue to stack Karelia and Caucasus, because I don't really want to give up either one of these. That I don't know. The good news is, of course, he's going to have to retreat back out of West Russia, which should help Karelia, but then again, he's got 3 transports. Gosh darn it, plus a battleship and a cruiser. So I think, just intuitively, I've not sat here and run calculators. I feel like we'll still be able to stack them both. Especially with Japan coming and helping. We're going to send 4 fighters this turn. We have 2 more fighters that can come into Caucasus, and then those 4 fighters can rotate up into Berlin or Karelia or wherever they need to be. So I feel like we are going to be okay there. I do want to push Japan fairly quickly through the center land, so I'm going to mostly be focused on that. I am going to put one alternative threat to make him have to adjust accordingly, at least, hopefully, possibly. But yeah. So, so UK bought 7 infantry, a tank, 3 artilleries. Took France, as we saw. Took Egypt. He's got 1 artillery left there. He attacked sea zones. Oh, the battleship. And Burma. In Burma, he didn't have any losses. In battleship, did he lose? He lost his bomber in the against the battleship, so that's nice. Good deal. I've not done any calculations on seeing what, G4 or 5 looks like. I don't think we'll have a shot on it. But who knows? Maybe we will. We are going to push, like I said, Japan up. We're going to be a little bit slow, so I really do need Germany to kind of hold the line up here for a little while before they pull back. So we'll see how this turn goes. So I'm looking at 6 infantry. I'm going to build the complex this turn instead of going. A lot of times I go transports on my J2. I'm going to go ahead and do complex 2 before I go beyond 4 transports. Next turn will determine whether I go beyond 4 transports or if I kind of hang out at the 4 transport level or not. So we'll see what that brings. Let's see, things I need to pay attention to. Sea Zone 61 has 1 fighter, 2 fighters of UK that can hit it, and 2 fighters of US that can hit it. So we need to watch out for a possible 1-2 UK or US UK. So we need to have at least a battleship destroyer, probably a little bit more than that in there. Sea Zone 36 is going to have this fleet and the fighter. These fighters can't reach, but he'll have these 4 that can hit there. US has 3 fighters that could. If we don't kill this guy, has 3 fighters, or both those guys has 3 fighters that could hit there. So we're going to need to keep all that in mind when we make our decision on what we want to do with the fleet placements during non-combat move. Alright, so I am going to take the... I'm going to call it the Marius Punch because it needs a cool name of J2 taking that tank through. That's why we brought that tank in J1. And I'm going to use 4 of those guys. I did not mean to send them all. Hold on. Come back here. We got to take 2 of those off. Let's see. I think I want to send both. Maybe we want to send that other fighter that way too. I need to double check how many fighters I need in 36 this zone, 36 and 61 this zone turn. Okay, so yeah, I think we can do this. We are going to take this battleship off, though. I kind of goofed that. But what we will do, we almost forgot about this battleship. That's the battleship we want. And we can bring the cruiser in to help. You go back to where you're supposed to be. So we'll have Battleship Destroyer, 1 carrier in C-Zone 61 versus 2 fighter, 2 fighter. We'll have Cruiser, Carrier, Sub, Battleship in C-Zone 36. 2 bombardments, 1 fighter, 2 infantry to do that. And that will have enough defense. So we're going to throw 1 more fighter into here just to clear that up. I did realize we could have done 2 fighters and a bomber here. But then we're going to have to pull in the carrier, and then they would have these 2 that could land in that one. And yeah, I don't think it was worth it. I'm going to just play this strike instead. We do need to go there and there. You know, we're going to move both, so you might as well both head on in there. In there. I think that's all the attacks we're doing. Alright. Let's go Japan. If we take it, it'll be even that much better because they'll even have a less of a threat on C-Zone 36 then. Very well. So I can relook at my numbers, because now only 2 U.S. fighters can hit the zone instead of all 3 U.S. fighters hitting 36. Because before, if we didn't take it, they have 3 that could go 1, 2, 3. And land. Now they've only got 2 that can go 1, 2, 3, and they have to land on the carrier that they have to bring in, which I don't think they'd want to do that anyways. But because they couldn't block my fleet here from coming back and killing the carrier, so that makes us even that much more safer here. We really just need to defend against destroyer, carrier, 2 fighters is really all we got to worry about there now. All right, good dice. We won 3 hits, 1 roll, 3 hits for the good guys. Being Japan. Gotta clarify that for the game. Alright, so. Oh, we got the 3 hits. See, that's one of those times. Why do we gotta get 6 hits? You know, when we don't need 6 hits. I don't want to waste all my dice on something like that. I only wanted 3 hits. I didn't need 6 hits. Save those dice. But by moving all 5 of those guys up, that gives us a few more options on what we do. And we're going to keep them here just because I don't 100%. I'm not calculating out, and I'm not going to take the time to calculate out right now that whole bit there. Did I just land? I just landed them on that stupid island. Alright, come here. Alright, you guys are the ones I gotta cancel. Give me this transport back. You're dropping there. Give me these transport. You guys are dropping there. Thank you. Nothing can hit here. I'm going to... He's doing the 3 there. We're going to drop one guy back. One art back for the transport here. Could grab. I suppose I could push the 1 infantry up then. Do you want to do that? Because all likely he's not going to leave me. Yeah, I'll leave it here. It makes him threaten having to keep someone there, and then we can always clean these guys up later. I prefer to make him want to have to put his destroyer there when I got my sub that can clear it. Make him waste a destroyer on there. Oh, you know what I need to do? Get those profiles straightened out. There we go. I don't know if he's going to use US to go ahead and hit him with this, the 1 destroyer, and take this guy. And, you know, I've only got the 2 fighters, so he could take that risk. Do I take that battle? I don't know. I don't know. If he doesn't, it'll be nice to be able to take Egypt. If he does do that, then, of course, they're going to be able to squeeze on through 15. So I got a feeling he does that personally. But I got to figure out what I'll do with Germany still. That's still going to be a tough call there. But meanwhile, you know, I only built 6 since I bought this guy. So these 3 have someone to pick up. This transport either takes these guys across to Africa. If he doesn't build anybody, they can take them down to Australia with the battleship and fighter to the 3 infantry if we want. Or we just grab the guys off DEI and come right back here to Burma for another turn. And if he uses destroyer blocks, I can do that just to make him build another destroyer. So, there we go. What's that give us? 167. So we're 4 down, but US has not gone yet. Yeah, so they do got a good allies, good strong advantage. And again, that C-Zone 7 was really tough. So we got to play a bit aggressively. The good news is we got 84 income this turn. Bad news is we're going to lose 6 of that next turn. We're not going to get back because of France. So we had a good income turn, so that's good news on on round 2. So hopefully we can only grow that. Alright, so this is going to be a bit of a painful round, as Germany has really overextended, and we're going to have to do what we can. So we're going to leave some potentially profitable battles for the allies to take, for Elric to take. I don't think he'll take them. He could surprise me. But we're still going to keep the Caucasus stack, the Karelia stack, and we're going to pull back enough to dead zone France, and of course keep Berlin stacked. That's the plan here. It is a bit thin, especially in Karelia and in Caucasus, actually. Either way, it's a negative IPC value by like 10 or so either way. But we got some very valuable units that are on the risk in each case. And so hopefully he doesn't take it and pulls out of France and stacks the Baltic area. You know, hit Baltic, Finland, Norway. It's what I would do if I was in his shoes. The good news is it buys us a turn of him evacuating to a degree. But, I mean, he'll have so much extra money to spend on fun units, so I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing. But we're going to do the best that we can. I mean, so that C-Zone 7 was rough. You know, we had a great Germany start over here, but to have so many UK units dropping already is definitely tough. So we do need to produce max units, so we're producing 15 units because that's what we can afford. My debate is whether to go ahead and throw a third infantry into here or not. I'm kind of a little bit torn on it. You know, we've got 74% chance of taking Italy back without it. In one sense, if we don't take it, it's not that he can do much. He can't stack it, at least. I mean, he could build units and just be that much more annoying, and he probably could stack France then while taking... I don't know. Not something I really want to play with. Hopefully we can get us some money back, even without France. We can get, you know, we're out here in Caucasus and still in Kaza, so that's like the equivalent of France in a normal game. And they'd have Caucasus stacked, and we're fighting up in these areas. So hoping that we're not losing too much here, but we will thin out in Africa, so they're going to end up finishing off Africa here. But I do hope to close the Suez for a turn at least. And that way they can't sneak through here and pull in and be safe. These guys would have to go around to be safe and delay them coming back in. So this is actually a pretty big battle here in Egypt. But I'm at a state with Germany where every single infantry unit counts. That's an important one. Good. I'd like to take this cleanly so that he doesn't do any like can openers through West Russia and then blitzes Russian tanks in. So I'd like to take this without loss of infantry. I'd like to have that infantry shield. There we go. Nice. We'll have at least one infantry shield and both. Good. Very nice. These next two battles are big ones. I mean, we got odds. Got one. Whiff. Whew. All right. Can't breathe till it's done. All right. Can breathe. Till the dice are rolled, you can never breathe. Like I said, this is actually important for making that UK fleet go around the Horn of Africa and buy some time for Germany. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Now he has to even take it back. He'd have to use his transport hanging out there to do so comfortably, which would mean he'd have to sacrifice his transport and or the fleet, because we got fleet and we got guys hanging here. So that's going to actually make Egypt a little bit a tricky situation for him. So we are happy about that. I'll bring one guy back there, you and you coming back there, you there, you guys over there. I need one guy up there, you up there. And let me double check my notes. I want to make sure I don't goof something up here. So Karelia, we're going to be building one guy there. We were only able to build 15, and we got 16 spots. So the one empty is going to be in Karelia. We're going to build one guy there. Oh, that's not the right one. We want... Here we go. So we want 1 AA, 7 infantry, 1 tank, 2 fighters. Looks good. Double check my Caucasus numbers. We're going to build 4 infantry up there, so we'll have 12 infantry, 6 tanks, 5 fighters, a bomber. Good, that's solid. And everything else looks good. I mean, we'll have plenty built here to defend. This guy, I can move him in. That way his one transport... Actually, I think I will go ahead and do that. His one transport can either hit... Well, his troops can hit Italy, so one transport could hit here or here. His choice. If he hits here, maybe we have a counterattack. Not likely, but possibly. And there we go. We'll see how this works out. Artillery needs to go up here. Need those guys, one guy up there. So, again, I really have Germany stretched to the ropes, but we've got Karelia Caucasus stack. We've got Japan working their way in. We've now got France dead zoned at least, so he'll be able to use 4 of these units are likely to trade these 2, and then the rest he's got to pull back out, whatever he decides there, or leave them for me to have to take heavy. Maybe the better strategy, to be perfectly honest, and still, if I was him, I'd still just take the UK plow in here, trade Baltic, Norway, Finland. Because he's got nothing to go to Season 3 from US this turn, so he can just go right on in there and take all 3 of those. And that would be a bit of a pain, but we've bought time, at least. And then Japan, again, we're going to be focusing and getting units as quickly as we can through there. Haven't decided yet if we're going to buy another transport yet, or if we're just going to push and not worry about the income down here, the usual, my usual Madagascar, Australia, New Zealand, Pearl push. He did get annoying with the Russian infantry there because I can't really do anything about that, so whatever. It is what it is. I mean, I guess actually I do have this bomber here. Maybe we can do a 1v1 if we don't need the bomber there, or the bomber for anything else. We'll see what the UK does and determine from there. Alrighty. Moving along into J3. A little disclaimer here. This has been a really rough Axis and Allies patch for me. I'm on a pretty significant losing streak at the moment, and it's killing me. The mental. I'm a competitor, so I hate to lose. And the two Marius games, that's a little bit of me experimenting something new, kind of trying to force a square peg into a circle hole kind of thing a little bit. I learned from that. I'm okay with that. The Jippy game, just the dice kind of started off bad and just weren't giving me that opportunity to get back in a game against a competitor, such a strong player like that there's just not opportunities to come back. But unfortunately, the more recent games, as those are just wearing on me, I've just made some mistakes. I still don't even know if it's a mistake, but I overextended myself in this game, allowing this France stack, which is now just tearing up Germany. So we're in a tough situation. I mean, that Season 7 was brutal, but I also overextended myself intentionally to get the double stack. But, and then in my duos game, we had a great start with dice. I mean, the dice were all in our favor. The duos tournament, we're behind in timeline-wise, and so I'm just like, all right, we got an 80% chance for the kill shot right here. Or we could have continued to play the slow game where we had like a 70-75% chance to win just by playing the slow game because of that early dice and play the long game. I chose to go for the kill shot, and of course the dice went against me, and now probably going to lose that game because of my lack of patience at this point. So I say all that because I'm probably going to do something stupid here because my mind is just being frazzled. But we're going to, when I look at this board, and we'll pull in, we're 21 AP behind. Essentially, we had like 38 to spend USS 42, so we're going to be about that at the end of the round, right? 21 behind. We've lost ground. Germany's getting eaten up. I mean, we got to find a way to get income and then just try to survive while we establish a long-term income to make this game doable. Russia's sitting up here with 27, 28 ground units alone. Japan's only got, what we got. So even just bum rushing Russia, like was my original plan with the Germany pressure, isn't going to work because my Germany pressure is going to have to pull back because of all this mess at some point. Not quite yet, but we're going to have to. So Japan needs to get income. And yes, we'll need to get these guys for that steady income, but I think we got to take what advantage we did get by getting here to crush the UK and take India. Make India indefensible. So, the short story is as long as Germany takes care of this guy, then, and hopefully puts a guy here. I really do need to take this spot. Then we should be in a decent state. You know what? Let's see. Japan goes, US, Russia. I might can open this with the Japan Air. I just feel this game is a lost game if something doesn't happen drastic. If I don't start taking some risk, and maybe y'all can correct. Maybe I'm taking risks too soon in these games. I'm a firm believer. If you fall behind in the early rounds, it just snowballs and snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And this Season 7 battleship cruiser and all these transports built on UK2, or UK1, excuse me, is it's just going to snowball. So I feel like I got to take risks. So I'm going to take a airstrike on this guy, I think. I'm going to use my bomber on this, which means I'm only going to have one fighter going into this battle. But as I think about it, I can probably split my fleets up a little bit here. So I'm going to send my destroyer carrier after this sub. I don't need anybody for him. If I bring my one battleship here to replace that one, that'll give me battleship carrier, cruiser. I'll have the 3 fighters, followed by 2 fighters. I gotta think about this a second. I think I just gotta take the risk. So, I can do it by stacking Burma and buying a couple bombers. And I'll buy some land for up here and in here. I mean, it means if I bail out of it, then, you know, the transport that's here can go wherever, can come back this way, go this way, whatever, take a couple guys and go with them. One transport will be able to grab guys off of here. The other 2 transports are going to have to come out into here and grab some guys out here for a turner. And just be happy, be okay with that. So, like I said, probably not making smart decisions here, but I'm just frustrated and I'm just going with it. I need all 6 fighters in Caucasus. That's why I can only use the 1 fighter here. And if I use... Oh, wait. I don't want to use the bomber. Sorry. I goofed that up. If this infantry does get a hit, I'd rather take out the bomber. Ah, man. I don't know that I want to do that either. So indecisive. I hate being indecisive. Yeah, we'll just have to let Germany do their thing. I think I'd rather make sure something stupid doesn't happen. And we won't do the airstrike. As much as I want to, we won't. Oops, don't mean to grab you. Make sure we got everything done. I believe that's everything there. Ah, it's so tempting to kill him so that we could move Germans freely. Oh, shoot. That's not everything. Like, what am I forgetting here? I know something's not right. Yeah, I think we just go all in. There is a little trick he could do after I go with what I'm going to do, but of killing my Japan blockers here to kill my guys here, and then he's just going to have a wide open China to mess with, but that'll only last a turn or 2, and I don't think it's worth it for him, so I'm not going to defend it. We're just going to go with it. The other thing that the bomber buy does... Are you kidding me? If I didn't get it, I was going to lose my mind. But the other thing that the bomber buy does is I'll be able to get those bombers over to here where I'm stacking my fleet or my air force to help dead zone the Med Fleet, I mean, he's got so much Navy, and when this carrier makes it around, it's kind of pointless, but every turn I can buy is a positive turn, so... There we go. Very good. I'm going to leave him here because what I don't want is that guy to go there and I don't have anything. I'm building here, so if he comes here, I can squish him. So I'm just going to leave him up there. I said I don't think there's any threat. The sub can't reach him. Nothing. This battleship's doing no good sitting there, so we're going to bring him on over here for whatever we decide to do next turn. And I believe that is all, folks. So like I said, I'm going to try and take this with Germany while holding Caucasus, while stacking France, and then trading these two next turn, and then holding Karelia. That's my hope for my Germany turn. I did a quick calculation on it. I think I can do it, but I'm not a... We'll see when it gets to Germany's turn. Kind of depends what U.S. does. Okay, heading into round 4. So again, we are definitely behind, but hopefully not out of this game yet. We're going to play things very thin. I was going to play it extra thin, but I decided to back off my risk just a wee bit out of personal fear. So we're going to see how this goes. But first off, let's do a quick U.S. recap. They bought a fighter, 2 transports right there, 6 infantry. So all of that went into there. The fact that he got 6 tells me 4 of them are going with these guys. 2 are coming up to meet this transport coming back. And he's got an infantry AA that can meet 1 of these. So 2 of these transports are all primed, ready to come on into the med to join the other guys in here. Now we do have 7 units here. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And 1, 2, 3. We're going to take France. We could hit the battleship destroyer. But he's calling India, which I was kind of surprised with my 2 bomber build. I'm going to kill this guy to protect Caucasus from UK coming up, but also to prevent him from being able to go back down. And I think we're going to have slight odds on India. But the fact that he put 5 fighters of US and Russian in there tells me he's going to bring these 2 guys down, because just bringing those 2 guys down and building either 2 fighters and a destroyer or 3 fighters puts him at, you know, it's like 50-50 my shot, which or slightly my advantage, I believe. And I'm all about taking that shot. So we're going to give India a go. It's going to be a make or break on J4. But in this game where I feel like I'm behind, I'm willing to take a 50-50 on India, because if we take India, that breaks us into the income game. Then we just got to survive a little while building up and come from behind on this. So that's our plan, and we're sticking to it. So here we go. Oh yeah, what did they do? Combat-wise, Libya, yeah, Algeria took up France and then pulled out of France and went up to Norway. So nothing really earth-shattering in any of that, certainly. Combats. Like I say, I don't think I had anybody. I killed one guy and didn't lose anybody. Nothing really big there. Russia. Now this was a little bit disappointing. Unfortunately, he did get a little bit of a breakthrough here, and I am low on Japan units because of our press this way, which is going to hurt a little bit. But he did 4 infantry, 2 artilleries. The biggest hurt was this West Russia, where he sent 3 and 1, making a very painful retake back there. Let's see. 2 infantry and 1 fighter attacked Kaza. He took that with no loss. Avenkai with no loss. So yeah, those hurt. He killed 2 infantry, only lost 1. Killed 1 with nothing. Killed 1 with nothing lost. So Russia had a pretty tough turn on me here. But yeah, we're gonna give him a thin shot at either Berlin or possibly a Italy profitable battle. So yeah, here we go. 8, 2, 2, 1. So we're building just as much infantry as we can. We're trying to get Germany set up for defensive as much as possible. So we're going to really try to hit West Russia pretty good here. 1 guy that way. Oop, I don't want all of them going. We definitely need 3 guys back, preferably 4 guys back. So 12, 13, 14, 15. 12, 13, 15. 4, 13, 1. Who do we appreciate? All right, we're going to go with this. I was going to try and sneak Northwest Europe in there too, but I think we're going to hold off on Northwest Europe. But I think I'm going to be more comfortable with an extra hit here. I really want to wipe this cleanly. And that makes that just a little bit more risky. And I may end up paying for this, but hopefully we really need to win all of these. So, yeah, here we go. If we're successful, I may have to relook at my calculators on exactly where I want to put my 14 men. Right now, the idea is going to be 9. Oh, good God. 9, 2, and 3. Come on, guys. Just do your job. Thank you. That's fine. We took it so we can block the UK tanks blitzing back at me. Although I'm pretty sure he's got them locked down to stay in India. But good. Good. Oh, we got 2. Come on, whiff. Okay, 1. All right. Finish him. There we go. That's fine. What I really need is Italy with no losses now, though. That would make my day. All right, we need 3 hits round 1. Ugh, even the fighter I sent you there so we would get that on 1 round. Oh, that's trouble. That's trouble. Big whiff. Need a whiff. Need a whiff. Need a whiff. All right. All right. We're going to have to go poke at the calculators for a minute here and see our best setup. Okay, so I think we are going to give him a 35% shot, something like that. Or no, okay, so 12% shot on Berlin with the UK. If he tries for 1-2 followed up by the US, I can always fly a Japan fighter in there and it helps me out. But of course I want to have everything going after India because that was our play. So we're going to see here. Oh, whoops. You're going there. You're going there. You're going up there. Tanks are coming down this way. These tanks cycling up. We're going to build 10. That'll give me 12 and 1. Wait, you know what? I might have an extra guy. I may have miscounted here. We need 13. Oh, yep, 13 ground and an AA. Okay, yep, that's what we need in there. We need 14 units down there. 12, 2, 2. I think that'll do it. Yep, okay. So we are definitely stretched to our T's here with Germany. Oh, shoot. Did I forget? Alright, we're on save AA. Oh, well. Okay. That's fine. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. So, I believe whatever he builds here, we're going to have a 50-50 shot at least with Japan in. If not slightly better than that. One fighter may have to go to Berlin if he decides to try to go for it. He's got these 3 transports plus these 2, so you know he can send 8 ground and the 1 fighter and the battleship cruiser. I think we're okay up here. I think we're okay right here. So yeah, let's see what he chooses to do. All right, here we go. These are some big turns. You know, this is going to probably decide the game from J4 through G5. It's probably going to decide who's going to win this game in the long run, in all honesty. It's going to come down to what the dice want to say and what the dice want to do, and who knows from there. So here's everything that's happening. Well, first off, let's review what UK4 did. So they bought 2 AAs and a fighter that they put down in India with the other 2 fighters flying down. 5 infantry and 2 artillery. Combat-wise, he attacked with 5 infantry, 2 artillery, and a tank into Germany with a battleship cruiser bombardment, which I'm a little confused on. I'm not sure. I forget what he had over there, to be honest. But it seems like he left at least one unit out. Well, let's see. He had artillery infantry from UK to get France. So so these guys grabbed them. I guess maybe it was a misclick that he missed a tank. Oh, maybe he retreated the tank, I bet. Is that what happened? Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, so he retreated with the tank. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, that's how the tank ended up back over there. He retreated the tank. Anyways, they lost 5 infantry and 2 artillery to my 3 infantry. Now, I did leave a window as like a 35%, 38%, 40%. I don't remember exactly. With the 1, 2. So the U.S. has infantry, tank, bomber, and 2 fighters that can hit Berlin. And so I was ready to ditch and throw one of my fighters in and make India a 50-50 if we had to. But the dice were not in his favor, and he didn't really reduce me enough that this is now like a 2% chance for U.S. to win that. So I don't need to reinforce Germany this turn. The interesting part that what it does do is that move, instead of just going straight to France and stacking France, he could have stacked France without me being able to retaliate. I was going to have to bring my tanks back, and he'd hold France for a whole turn. But now I got between 21, 1, and 2 fighters, I've got a 70% shot on France. Plus I'll be building, plus I'll be bringing these tanks back. So we got a decent shot there. That being said, he's got a shot on Italy potentially with 10 ground, 3 air, battleship cruiser. It's slightly negative IPC value for him, but it's not a horrible battle for the Allies to take right now. Other than the fact that it's going to commit all his transports in here, right? And they're not going back and grabbing more units, so it's slowing the shuck down. But, as far as value of the battle itself and taking out away those production spots, it's not bad. The good news is I was planning on leaving Caucasus this turn anyways because it's just getting too thin. So I can bring these tanks back up here, these tanks on back. So I plan on triangulating and coming back regardless. I plan on pulling out. I just need to... Well, I don't even have to leave anything. I'm hoping 1J fighter can come back to here because that's what will keep it from Russia being able to hit. If a J fighter does not come back and I don't kill at least one of these infantry, then he has like a 50%, slightly over 50% shot on wiping my Germans here with all of these guys. But of course, then that just leaves him a build and these few guys, and I've got this backup force that possibly can come in and do something of good. So there's that. There's India, which we now have a 70% shot on India. I forget what that means as far as... I believe a couple fighters and bombers should live with 1 tank living. We're going to lose some air. Like I said, I just need 1 fighter to live for sure. The rest I don't know about, to put it simply. But yeah, so we got a 70% battle for Japan on India. We have a 70% battle Germany on France if they go to stack France. They've got a 50 to 60% potential shot on Caucasus on R5. So that's J4, R5, G5 of 3 very big battles that could happen. And hey, why not? We could throw in the, if France doesn't happen, it could be Italy on US4. So the 3 of these next 4 turns are going to have big battles and chance. So So, we are committing 3 transports to here. I'm just going to assume we're going to win because we need to win, to put it simply. We don't really have a choice. We do have Germany that can back up. Possibly hitting in here if we don't kill these guys. So that is a possibility as well. So we do have that slight backup. But we're committing 3 J transports to C-Zone 35. I really want to have 2 transports still left to shuck between India and Africa after that, so that we can really contest Africa and make this value worth it. So I still need 4 transports to pull back from Tokyo. So we're going to go ahead and build a transport this turn. We didn't really have enough money to make it worth where we could get 2 transports and buy in here. Unless I didn't buy my tanks. I probably could get away without buying my tanks. And maybe I should. If we have a bomber live. You know what? Let me go back to how I was. So I've got 1 transport in there already. 5 and 2 gives me 3 here, 4 here, 1 transport coming back, so I've got that matched up. If I did this, I still only have 5 IPC, so I can't fill a second one up. So yeah, no, we're going to stick with the plan. And we'll build 2 extra infantry, and then following turns we'll fill out the here, we'll fill out the 8. And the transports will already be ready to roll because we have the extra infantry. So we're going to go that route. So we're going to go 7 infantry, 2 tanks, and a transport. He did pull his subs back, this sub coming. So eventually he's going to have 3 subs hunting back here, which is going to be a bit of a headache. So I need to get these transports up and running and then get them to 61 and into safety pretty quick here. We'll keep our destroyer out here trying to be a defensive wall versus them, but eventually they can poke their way around. Let's see, 1, 2, 59 prevents everything up there. It does not prevent him from coming down here, though. I don't really want him to let him get one north of me. If I go here, he could come up to 65, but I could stop 59. He could go down to 45. I think I'm just gonna, we'll see. I'll figure that out as we go. More important is this India battle, so let's roll these dice. Now I do want to do India before this battle because, or actually I want to do this battle before India because that'll tell me if I need fighters to come back or not. Because if I kill both these guys, or if I even kill one of them, I think it makes Caucasus safe even without any J Air Force reinforcements. So if I have to sacrifice everything, I can. Oh, the slowness of moving lots of units. So I got him down for 20 units, 10, 15, 20 units is correct. I got 28 units going in. I got 28 units going in. That should give me a 72% shot with a 35 profit. And we should have 4 planes and a tank survive as the 50% model. So Oh, I gotta do India first. Forgot about that. Oh well, whatever. Because it has the naval invasion, and those have to go before land battles. Per the rules. Oh, 3 AA versus my 9 planes. Yeah, I mean, he built it just right? Oh, come on, battleships. Okay, thank you, battleships. Big whiff, big whiff, big whiff, big whiff. No whammies. Okay, one whammy. We'll take one whammy. That I can't complain about. Do I not get to choose how many movement? Oh, well. All right. So we need what, like 11? Well, no, not 11. That is 9 hits, something like that. I don't know, something there and there. I like 11 better. Give me 11. Come back. 7 hits is definitely not what I needed. Come on, big whiffs on the fighters. Oh, that's definitely not what I needed. Golly. Oh, I tell you, my dice in big battles these days, every game, the duos, the Mariuses, the Jippies, I just don't seem to be getting great luck. Alright, we're going to recalculate what our odds here. We should still be okay, I think. He's got these 10 stinking fighters down here, though, in a tank, right? Tank and 10 fighters. I've got 15. Is 15 units right? 6, 11, 15 units versus his 11. So what's the damage? Okay, we're up to 89% to take. Guess so. I did need to count the battleships. Come on. Oh, there we go. Those battleship hits, I forgot to count those into my thinking. Excuse me. Well, we're going below average. Golly, what a smoker. Alright. Well, we're gonna take it at least. One hit, alright. Whew. Alright, 51. Plus 51, though, in the end. So that's nice. That's even better than the average expected was, I believe. You know. Oh, no, 4 planes. I said 4 planes. Oh, we hit right on the average, I guess. Yay. Yay for average. We just took the hard way to get there with that one round of 7 hits versus his bazillion hits. Oh. Alright, there are no J forces that I really have to worry about. So if I come in here and Germany has to abandon, I don't really got much to worry about. So we're going to go ahead and put our guys in there. Don't think we want to put the guys in there, though. I don't think anybody can reach over here, right? There's no allies, planes, or whatever we got to worry about. I do want to keep a carrier up front. I do want to move one of these guys that way too. There we go. I don't want to give them 1-2 shots on me. I think we're just going to come, we're going to mosey on up to here. You know what? We can use him as a hit absorber out here with the destroyer and carrier too. I'm just going to go that way. He's not going to do much good out that direction. I guess I should be thinking about possible victory cities here too, shouldn't I? Well, round one went to us on the positive. So that gets us back in the positive temporarily. He's going to build some UCS and get the advantage, but we were 20 behind. And we're also starting to get our income up there, 86 combined income. So round one of the decisive battles goes to the Axis. But certainly hasn't settled the game yet by any means. Now, we got to set up, because we don't have very many. I mean, you look at it, how many Japan ground units we have is not that many, versus the fact that they've already got 30-some, around 30 ground for Russia, but they have no fighters now. That's nice. And so we got to build up to overtake them still. And he's got 4 transports for UK now that we got to defend Berlin with, and he's got 5, 7, 8 transports for US. He has not built a factory there, so US is a little bit slow in the development, but so this may have shifted in our favor. As y'all know, I was saying just a round ago. This time a round ago, I was saying we are a little bit behind. Okay, so not gonna lie, I am starting to get a little my dice frustration here. I'm by far not a dice conspiracist. I don't think the dice are unfair. It's just frustrating when you have runs. So I've got 3 games going right now. I got my duos tournament game going. And we've got our team game, our 5-player team game, and my 1v1 game. And you can see we're all right round 5 in all of them. So duo game as Axis had an 80% shot on taking down Germany early, Moscow, taking out Moscow early. As you can see, had an 80% shot. On G4, actually, it was, I believe. Yeah, it was G4. A G4 80% shot. And it just went all upside down, wrong, left, right, everything, huge battle, big battle. And now we're just scrambling to try to find a way to save this game when we had a easy win looking for us. And that was because we had good dice on R1, I'll be honest. But this 80%, when we have it, and yes, it's 80%. Capital battle, you want 90, 95, 99%. But the reality is G5, 6, and 7 were actually going to be worse. So really that was going to be our best chance until G8 at best. And so we really had to take that shot. 80% shot. Lost horribly. So then in our team game, we have been bad dice early. They had a great Navy battle, KJF, that we're doing. And they came down to, they just took a shot at Moscow on G5. This shot with a negative 45 IPC value, 44% chance to take. I get that. What do? They get a top third result. Don't lose any planes. Still have tanks left left over, and Moscow's down on G5. So that game is all but tanked now. And now we come to this game where I started well behind with that C-Zone 7 that really put me in the dirt and had to really fight to come back. Coming back, and he takes that Italy battle and gets a top third result and just wipes out an AA and 13 ground. And I'm just like following the Jippy game and it's just been a very rough stretch. That I get the good dice. I think I've commented in a couple of videos. I'm attacking 12 people on one, and I'll get 11 hits out of 12 on infantry. On a pointless battle, and then in the big battles, the dice just go the wrong direction. So I'm a little burnt on the dice right now, and it's making the game be very frustrating and stressful at the moment. Any case, and we are going to change this. Here's the current situation. We're going to just continue to play it very thin. We're going to try to keep Caucasus stacked, Karelia stacked, Berlin stacked, get all of these back, and keep France dead zoned at the same time. And will it work? I don't know. But we're going to try. I mean, even these battles aren't the battles I want to take, but all right. Got a nice thunderstorm going in the background to add to the mood music. Here we go. So I had to pull out the calculators. I had to pull out what the best, I could do on everything. And, it came down to, the France dead zone is the tough one. Oh, that's nice. I certainly can't complain about that. It's not as strong of a dead zone as I may have liked, but I need all 14 ground troops. I was going to bail out of Caucasus and just do 12 units and put artillery in here, which may have been the smarter thing to do, but instead I need to hold money. I need to turn this into a Japan getting Africa and turn it into an income game and hold on just for dear life long enough in Berlin. So that includes having to keep German income as much as possible, keep Russian income down as much as possible, while Japan's trying to get back into the game. you know, of all the games, that the duo game is the most stressful because I got my partner that letting down with that as well. Granted, the team game, I'm letting down my team, and this game, I'm letting down my team because we really need to win this match. We lost the first match, so there's 2 more matches, and you really need to go 2-1 to have a chance for the postseason. So we need to win this match, which means we need to win some of these games. Oh, come on. Come on, fighter, do your thing. Well, wanker. There goes all my calculations I did. Well, now what? Well, we still got the France-ish dead zone, so ish is my key word there. They could stack Northwest Europe if they wanted to, and I'll just have to be okay with that. You know what? Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 6, 18, 33, 38. We're going to have 12 is 48, 56. Yeah, no, we should be fine there. Well, we'll manage it for one more round, I guess. Granted, I think this is going to be tempting from considering he took the shot here, which again I was surprised at that, and then took the shot here, which I was surprised at that. I imagine he'll take the shot here. Probably. Oh well, whatever. What are you going to do? You're just going to play the game. All right. So I guess this is after Germany's turn. So we got to remember Allies got UK and US. Axis just has Japan to build. So I do have a 12 power lead, but he's got 84 more to spend. I got 44 more to spend. So 40. Say he builds 13 infantry. I'll get him up to 13. So it's about even. And I'm up to 84 on the income, so this game I'm not ready. I'm not going to say this game's in the tosser like the other 2 games are, unfortunately. This one's still hopefully salvageable at this point. We are 8 and 9. I didn't even look at any of the victory city. Oh, well, yeah, that's with France, and both these are going to get taken, so we could work towards getting Pearl at least, since we do have India, but I don't see any time soon that we're going to get all 3 of these stacked with Karelia stacked. So, all right. So like I said, the whole goal here is keep Germany as big as possible, as long as possible, stall as long as possible, getting as much money to build as many men as we can, get Japan to start getting some more money, shut down the UK money, shut down the Russian money, and start pushing Japan as much through until we get to Moscow. We do need to start expanding, so we got our 3 transports here. We're gonna use 2 of them to come on back, pick up guys off the islands, picking up our island stuff, while one of them will shepherd units around into Africa, hopefully, and hopefully we can turn this around, turn it into an income that Japan can slowly overcome, and Germany hold big for as long as possible and then shrink. Okay, so here we come up on round 5 for Japan. So let's see, UK, they bought 5 infantry, 2 artilleries, a fighter, they did go ahead and attack Corellia, which was a surprise for me, with a whole lot of stuff there. And he took Persia. We're gonna have to talk about that. But Corellia, I lost 5 infantry and a AA, so that's what 20 IPC, 6 units. He lost 9 infantry, 2 artilleries, a tank, and a fighter. Yikes. So that's what, 27, 35, 41, 51 for him. So very much not a good, profitable battle for him. I feel like he's reaching when he doesn't need to reach. At least I didn't think he needed to reach at this point. What that does mean is he maybe was trying to lower it so that he could get these guys really lowered so that when he hits Ukraine, or excuse me, Caucasus, which is what it's looking like he's thinking of doing, I wouldn't have many to come in and pressure him. But that's not going to be the case now, right? So now we'll have these 4 guys and these 3 guys. So 7, 8, 9 that can put pressure on Russia. Granted, he's going to be able to build enough guys and he can fly some fighters in there and whatnot. So the concern is this is now a favorable battle for him in Caucasus with 19-6 and 3 versus my 14-8, 1 and 1, because I was playing on this tank being added, and so I still need to plan on the tank being added, I believe. Or, sorry, I can't get the tank there. I mean, because even if I kill this guy, it was a great move by him, and I didn't think it. I was just thinking I'm just going to blitz that guy through. But even if I kill this guy, I can't blitz it through on non-combat because I wouldn't own the territory. So the best we can do is at least take out one of his infantry. But it's going to make this a big, big, bloody battle. If I put all my bombers in there, it does give me a shot, a better result. Well, no, I probably won't put my bombers in there, as I think about it. That's just silly. But we will leave our fighter there to help defend. And it makes it a 50-50 if we can kill off this guy, or excuse me, kill off this one guy, then that'll make this a 50-50 battle for him. At least we'll still have some guys knocking on the door. So, yeah. I guess it was okay if he had better results. I don't know what the average expected up there was, so that maybe I made a mistake. I don't know. I'm not really sure what expected up there was. But maybe if he had killed a few more guys, he'd feel better about it, I'm sure. But we're gonna have to hope that we do well here. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and start buying, and I really want to emphasize getting guys from Tokyo over, but at the same time I also want to expand. I want to grab these guys off the islands. We need everybody for Japan. We need everybody in Japan and their mother and brother to come as soon as possible. So we're looking at a buy of 10 infantry and 2 transports. 6 infantry going into these guys. I'm going to leave 1 transport hanging back so that we can start getting Madagascar and Russia and hitting that way. We're going to have 1 transport or 2 transports coming through, picking up here. Transport coming back. 1 hanging tight. Or 1 hanging tight, and we're building 2, so that'll leave us 4 for next time for picking up Tokyo guys. Adding 4, taking 2 away. We'll have 8 guys waiting. So it feels pretty efficient. I'm skipping Alaska, even though I could take it with 2, and he just has 1 and 1. I just feel like, that could turn into like 6 points value. But I feel like I'm stalling then and waiting and then grabbing the guys. And whereas I can grab 2 guys here right now, he'll have to react to it both here and here. So, plus, it's going to give me the opportunity to push his subs back, which I want to do as well. So, but he has to keep his fighters there if he doesn't want me to take Alaska for free. So we're going to skip Alaska for now. We may go back to it. But that is what we're going to do. Here we go. don't have anything really better for him to do. I mean, I guess I could save him, but I'd rather just clear this on out. Because I don't really have anything better for my bombers to do, so you might as well just wipe away. I'm going back that way. Don't think we have anything else really to attack, right? Oh wait, you know what? What am I doing? I don't need to do this. We could go there, or you know what? I hadn't really thought this through. Do I have fighters? Oh, he does have fighters here we gotta worry about. But we're not gonna... They're gonna reach 1, 2, 3. He does have that whole fleet we gotta worry about, though. So to go into 34, he would have 2, 4, 5, 7 guys. I've got not 7 guys. Okay. If we take Egypt, though, or what if we hitting TJ would be risky. I think we just hit Egypt. And then that would mean he only has his 2 fighters that can hit here, and my transport can come back here and hit again and go back and forth. And I'd be comfortable with his 2 fighters. So I think that, or we could just come down here. They can go 1, 2, 3, come back to 34. I just don't like him. I don't like the idea, the prospect of the US fleet coming through here. Even though they don't have any units and they can't do anything with it, I just don't like it. So I think we're gonna do this. I'm gonna just add another guy hitting here to make sure we get that kill. Let's go with it. Let's lock it in. No hit backs, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Damn, a whammy, and I need the fighter. Dang it. Hate to waste a bomber that way. Alright. Alright. We will continue here. I apologize, I know we got some... Nope, we want to pick up the guy. Forgot to pick up our guy. So hopefully we can push his subs back again away from us. We're pressuring all the coast here, plus Pearl, plus all of this. Plus we got this guy. So we can always come here, split up. We can do all sorts of things from this position. So I know I didn't go get Alaska, but I do still like this position. Fighter needs to go here. Hopefully this bomber will limit the number of free guys going there now. And so we should start getting 14 guys a turn from Japan heading in. So now Germany just needs to survive while Japan grows. So even if he takes a shot and he wipes these guys down, that should hurt Russia a lot. And if we can keep Karelia shut down and there's no India, he's got no empath for units to reinforce, so we should be able to get to him. So that's the long plan. Okay, so the good news in this game is I set myself really nicely for the long game with Japan here. The bad news is there's not going to be a long game, as that coin flip in Caucasus turned out to not be a coin flip, I guess. I mean, it was a coin flip. I just lost the coin flip very badly. So this puts us in a bit of a quandary, which, you know, in all honesty, it was a mistake by me. When I recognized he hit that with the full intention of hitting Caucasus, I knew he'd be putting his Russians down, so I should have been building tanks and tanks and planes with Japan, not building long-term plans. So that was stupid of me. That was a mistake by me. And I'll be honest, it's been a rough few months on this game. I'm looking forward to taking a break here soon. So we're gonna play the fast game. So we've got 7 Germans that can hit Moscow. He's got 7 units. We also have 2 tanks and 2 bombers from Japan that can hit Moscow. Now, we'd rather Japan win this, typically. I wouldn't be horribly upset if Germany won it and we had to do what we had to do, because Japan is set up where we'll be flooding in and pushing. So just as long as we could get Berlin to live, it wouldn't be a horrible thing. But if I can get this down to 2 infantry in an AA or 3 infantry in an AA, then I feel comfortable letting Japan come in and I can retreat and try to set up for the fact that he's got 7 units, so he's probably going to take it back. So I need to be preparing for a retake of the take. That being said, as Axis, we need 3 more territories to win, and we've got India, and taking Moscow raises those odds up a good bit. So this would make number 7. We can take Italy. He has nothing that he can take Italy back with. He's got no American troops down here. So that would make this 8, which is weird. Why are there 4 transports here? I wonder if U.S. made a goof there. That seems weird that there's 4 transports here, right? I don't even remember what the last turn looked like. I have to go back and see where things were, because there's 4 transports and no troops, which is just weird. I guess they were all in, maybe those 4 transports are in the med. Oh, that's right. He had the huge Italy attack. That's right. Oh, I got a bomber on 2 destroyers we could even try, since I'm getting desperate. which is strange because he's been playing like he's desperate, and I feel like I'm the one that's been desperate. Anyways, so we can get this one if we get Moscow. There's 2. That takes us to 7 and 8. We've got a lovely 2 infantry versus 1 infantry and Pearl shot. Lovely. Being sarcastic, obviously. We'll see how everything's sitting, whether we actually try to take that or not after UK's turn, because it kind of depends on what UK does. So we're going to play in a way that hopefully stacks Karelia as well, although we will not have France stacked. And Karelia is going to be a very iffy stack, consistent with everything going on this game. If he takes the Karelia battle, I might be in... Well, I don't know. If I successfully defend Karelia, then we can go for the 66% shot at taking Pearl. But my dice have just been absolutely horrendous most games, especially in any important battle, so I know I'm not going to win that, but whatever. And then we get into, if we do make it through 6, it would be great if we could win a Victory City 6. That'd be, you know, like, wow, all right, good, that's done. Then we go to 7, and depending what he did, he could be retaking, so we got to be in position to retake the retake, which is going to be tough. So, anyways, that's what you're going to see all these plays are based off of. I also need to try to dead zone France. You know what? I just realized I got to do a quick calculation here because I might have given him too good of odds on Berlin here on what my plan was. Yeah, we're okay. He's like a 15, maybe 20% shot. So, we're going to stick with our plan, which is just a absolute ridiculous plan, but we're going to do it. We do want to make sure we blitz through there. So, taking Finland here is what helps protect Karelia from this fighter being able to hit. And that's what makes this part stupid. I hate infantry-only battles, but I need to win a 3v1 infantry battle and a 2v1 in Pearl to make this work, which means, yeah, it's not going to happen, of course. But I just don't know where else play to do it. I just want to get this game and a couple of my other games at a point. I'd just like to just play my duos tournament game, and I'm not going to tank anything because I can't do that. I'm just not out of my character. But anyways, it is like a 93% shot here and a 90% shot here. So, you know, in theory, we should do well. Theory is one thing. So here we go. We really don't want any AA hits. I mean, we really need both our German fighters to continue to live. Might as well do these battles to see if all of the rest of it even really matters. No reason to waste men if it doesn't. Here we go. Yay! Boo! It'd be really nice to take this with like 3 eyes living, just simply because of the U.S. You know, make U.S. have a heart attack. Do my game just... Oh, there we go. Heart attack to take it back, and so maybe you'd have to commit UK to help. And that's not how you do it. Thank you. Come on. Fighter, do something. Thank you. Big whiff. Well, we got the 3 units. Yay! He still has 2 infantry and 3 fighters of US I can hit. Because he's only got the... Or actually, no, I lied. Yeah, no. He's only got the 2 infantry that could hit from there. And 3 fighters, so, yeah. Maybe. Maybe we could get lucky there. Glad I sent the 2. I really thought about only sending 1 so I could send the other one to the West Russia or Arch for the retake attempt. Alright. Here's the big one. We want no whammies on the AAs, and we need to get them down to at least 3 infantry. Really want to get them down to 2 infantry. And an AA. Assuming he's taking AAs second so that they can have a second shot at the Japan ones. Maybe he takes AA first. I don't know. Big part here. Big whiff, big whiff, big whiff. All right. Whew. All right. Whew. Okay. So now we need hits. I can only laugh. I can only laugh. Oh, over the... Yeah. God, this is gonna hurt. Are you freaking... That stings. Okay, so for clarity, we started this battle with a 1-2 chance of 96% of taking Moscow down. At like -4, -5 IPC value, but gaining the 19 of sacking Moscow. We are now down to a 60% chance with going to have to sack my 2 German fighters. Ah, screw it. 1. Alright, well, I don't know how I decided to continue with that. Alright, so what's that? That actually gives Japan a chance. I don't have any retake opportunities, really. But it gives us a shot, so let's retreat it. It started so well with the AA missing and everything. What this is going to mean, it means he's going to have choices on what he can do. Including hitting this and sending these guys because, well, yeah. We may have to lay a bomber down in West Russia if UK hits Karelia. Because then if UK hits Karelia, then we know US and Russia are to follow. That being said, so he's got 8 ground battleship cruiser versus my 9 units I'm putting in here. So we're putting very expensive units in there. But it's what we got to do at this point. This game, I tell you. Much needed break coming up here soon. Alright, so this is what it's looking like. That's safe. This is kind of not really safe. I mean, it's like 60% shot for us. This is an 80% shot for Japan, and he can't block me because UK can't put anything that can go here. He can block it through here, but my tanks can blitz through here, and my bombers can reach. So he can't block me attacking there, and he has no fighters that can reach there. We took out the fighter being able to hit here, as well as the fighter can't hit Berlin, which is good. So I think his next play is to stack France again, because he could drop 10 guys between the transports and 3 fighters, so you can put 13 guys there. I've got 13 and 3 fighters. But at least it makes it harder for him to go here, so that if we do line up a take, he takes, and we can find a way to retake. See, the reason I say we can't retake, I wanted just a unit. Even if I could have retreated 1 unit or 2 units into here, then I knew my tanks were coming here and it'd be an easy blitz. But now he just has to put 1 artillery here, 1 infantry there, and Germany's blocked out, right? So all I'm going to have is 3 fighters that can airstrife, and we'll maybe have 2 units of whatever we can build of air, whatever air lives and whatever air we can build to strike for the retake of, 6 units. Now, he won't be able to build assuming we take it, so that's the good news, but 6 units, we're going to need enough air and, our 1 or 2 ground units we're going to have left to make it happen. Okay. I've been doing my spinning, petting some goats, patting my head, rubbing the lucky rabbit's foot, and everything I can think of. But if we can win the 2v1, 67% chance, and the 4v4, 70-something or other percent chance, so essentially roughly a 40 to 50% chance both of them happening, we win the game, because U.S. can't get any victory cities back, and that would give us 9 of 9 victory cities. That being said, chances of that happening are not the greatest. And I'm trying to already think about, well, if we at least take Moscow, what does that mean? That means he can put an artillery here, move those guys, or move one of those guys there, take them guys out, and I'm going to have to use infantry artillery on his one dude here, and pray to good Lord that we do get at least our infantry, if not both infantry and artillery, to make it through. Because if I go here, they're sitting ducks for the Russians to blitz and hit, and then they take all of my possibilities away. Coming here, he has to risk it with these guys, which certainly that does make sense, doesn't it? Because if he took there, put 1 there, 1 there, then he just needs like 4 units to go here. That still leaves him a couple units to go back against these guys. That probably would be kind of smart, wouldn't it? Well, let's see. Thanks for me. I go 1, 2, 1, 2. 6 and 6. That doesn't give us any air. I'm not buying any air to kind of for the restrike. I don't think we really have a great chance at a restrike. We're just gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to push and hope all these Japan infantry can get on up there. The dice ever wanted to give back to me for these past half a dozen games I've just been getting very frustrated at. Now would be the time. Be nice to wrap up a game. I can't take Australia because of this bomber can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 5, 6. So I can't really take Australia with this guy naked. But I am going to go ahead and drop in here. And so my thoughts here is, yes, he can kill it. A naked transport. Yep, he can do it, sure. But I'm getting 2 out of it. He's not going to get 2, so that makes it worth 4. And then I'll get 2 more out of it. That gives it 6. And then he has to attack. And I'm losing a 7 transport potentially out of it. Depending how this goes, I may not protect this guy. I may move my fleet up here. Because then I don't have to worry about the sub and bomber. It's just a bomber. Well, either way, it's about the same. Slightly better up here, but point being, actually, no, that wouldn't make sense because he could just do the bomber. Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll figure something out. Over here, I do want to shut down the Suez again. But at the same time, I want to get as many going up this direction as possible. I'm hoping we can take this without even losing any bombers. That would be fantastic. I could go up that way. Three and 1 versus 2 and 1. Rather than this one guy here, would that make more sense? Possibly. Took them out. But then I definitely would have nothing to retake other than these tanks. Well, actually, that may not be bad. What if Germany took those? Japan took this guy. Let Germany take Russia. Is that a horrible thing? Maybe taking these guys. Well, he could blitz a guy through. A tank all the way through, right? Oh, wait, no. Not if he took Moscow, he couldn't. He could blitz through here, though. Dang it. I'm thinking I'm not going to have a retake, so because he can block it too many different ways, and I didn't build more planes, so I'm thinking taking out Russians while I can is probably the better way to go. What's 3 infantry and artillery versus 2 and 1? Is that even reasonable? 69%. Oh, this is a 2 IPC territory. And it gets me next door to here. Although we will have next turn. I think I'm going to stick with my original instinct. Let's go this way. I'd rather have my bombers and Air Force and have better shots at killing them. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I think that's it. Yep. Favorable. I like that. Unlikely. I don't like that. All right. We're going to do Hawaii first. Come on. One hit. One round hit him. Hit. I think it's a hit. Yes. It's a hit. All right. Could we pull off the VC win here? We've got numbers. All right. I'll take that. I will definitely take that. One hit. Okay. All right. We might have it. There it is. Bye-bye, Bomber. Like I said, I don't think there's any way for U.S. to take a victory city. I mean, he can take a shot at Corellia, but odds are, well, odds should not be very good. Well, my spirits can be a little bit uplifted after this long funk of not doing so hot. Come on. There we go. All right, that gets us to 9 and 9. Like I said, these two transports could pick up these three guys that hit here with two fighters hitting. So he's got 3 guys, 2 fighters to hit these guys. We can even throw our Japan bomber in there. Just in case something crazy happens. We still need to move, guys. Oh, nope, go back. Pick him up, get to safety. You're gonna grab those guys. You're gonna grab these guys. We're gonna protect this one. Make sure we're not on submerge. Very good. All right. I think we might have got ourselves a win. We might have got ourselves a win. What a bloody game. What's the biggest stack? 8 right here. This is the biggest stack up in Corellia right now that he has to attack to win the game. That's not 8, that's 10. Hope so I can count. 128 to 113. How about that? 15 attack power, plus he's got 52 to spend. So likely I'll be a good 28, 30 points attack power down, which is, 25% of my entire attack power down, but get the win. Whew. Thank heavens, one tank made it. And we still had a bomber living. Alright, let's hope he doesn't pull any miracles.